A lot has happened as we're over 2 weeks into the NBA season. Kyrie Irving just said rest in peace to his afro. After a disastrous start, I was gonna mention his slow start on my list, but dropped 31 against the Pistons, reminding everyone he's officially back, proving why he's the superstar player he is. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. I'm sure most of you are not shocked by the fact Tyronn Lue just got fired from the Cavs, or how the Milwaukee Bucks are off to an incredible 7-0 start with coach Mike Budenholzer, and of course, how Golden State is dominating once again with their chances of repeating higher than ever. But there are plenty of things you would not have expected for the first couple weeks of the season. Here are 5 of the biggest shockers of the 2018-19 NBA season so far. Number 5. The Los Angeles Lakers 2-5 start. I know it's still very early on the season, but LA actually started with a better record at 3-4 without LeBron a season ago than with having LeBron this season. Of course, the team chemistry will take a while, and nobody thought the Lakers would be great right away, but 2-5, I was expecting maybe 4-3, perhaps. Despite the couple game suspensions from Rondo and Ingram, the team's lack of 3-point shooting raises a huge concern, especially playing against tough playoff caliber teams on the daily basis. Rondo's actually shooting the best from 3 on the team so far, going 5 for 10. LeBron's only making 24% of his threes, but you can guarantee that will change very soon. In spite of that, they haven't gotten blown out yet, as all their losses have been by single digits. LeBron's at the point of his career where he has to conserve his energy on defense, playing with this young core who will continue to have issues stopping the other teams from scoring, while giving up over 122 points per game. That just cannot happen. Perhaps the biggest surprise from the team, how about JaVale McGee balling out, averaging 15.5 points so far? That's right, he was putting up more points than Karl-Anthony Towns, but we knew that wasn't gonna last. After playing Dallas the next game, LA will play at Portland before hosting the Raptors and Timberwolves. I wonder how many points they'll give up for those games. The Lakers have to certainly turn things around quickly, otherwise Luke Walton will be sent packing. Number 4, the Nightmare Washington Wizards 1-6 start. The Wizards are absolutely talented enough to at least make the playoffs in the East for the very least, having 2 All-Stars. But they're absolutely atrocious defensively, giving up over 122 points a game, worst in the league thus far. The chemistry and communication is clearly not there with the team, getting outscored by over 10.5 points. This is a team with Wall and Beal that never reached the conference finals. Every season, we all think, hey, this might be the year they reach the 3rd round. Otto Porter's been awful, averaging around 10 points on 42% shooting, not good for a guy who's making over $26 million this season. His shot selection's been poor. John Wall and Bradley Beal called out their teammates, saying everyone has their own agenda. We got guys that are worrying about not getting enough shots. Nobody on the team's averaging more than 6 rebounds. They desperately need Dwight Howard back, or maybe having him on the team just makes the Wizards worse. After their loss to Memphis, 107 points is the least the team's given up so far. Their only win came against the Blazers, doing so by 1 in overtime. Could have easily been winless right now. Scott Brooks, just like Luke Walton, is in jeopardy of being gonzo. If the Washington Wizards continue their awful style of play, it will be safe to call them the Washington Generals. Number 3, the Rockets' awful 1-5 start. It's been over 15 days since the start of the season, and if I told you Houston would be in the bottom of the West standings, tied with the Phoenix Suns as the worst team in the West, you probably thought I was crazy. Both Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard are perhaps 2 of the most disappointing stars of the decade. Is it possible every team they go to from now on will be cursed? Well, it seems like that for now. Losing Luke Bahamute and Trevor Ariza hurt big time, as the team's been terrible on defense, gave up over 130 points twice already. 4 of their losses were by double digits. We're talking about a team who was a win away from the finals before Chris Paul went down. Right now they have absolutely no shot to compete with Golden State. No wonder why Daryl Morey is still fighting to pursue Jimmy Butler. Houston didn't lose their 5th game last season until December 20th, before starting 25-4 overall. Even though it's too early to panic, once Harden comes back, they'll eventually get on multiple win streaks and place themselves at the top of the Western Conference standings. Number 2, DeAndre Jordan's incredible free throw shooting. with an amazing turnaround in Jordan's foul shooting. We're talking about a guy who was shooting 58% from the line a season ago, a career 45% foul shooter. The hack of DeAndre used to be a game plan for many teams that got them back into the game. Jordan even shot less than 40% from the line for 4 seasons. But 7 games in, DJ is shooting an incredible 81% from the charity stripe, went 6 of 7 against the Mavs in the second game of the season, and 8 for 9 against the Raptors. It's too early to tell if Jordan's gonna keep it up. I'ma say no, but even if he ends up shooting 65% for the season, that's still pretty amazing, coming from a guy who famously airballed plenty of foul shots. But in his 11th season, and now 30 years old, the 7-foot center is proving to everybody it's never too late to improve on your shooting form, no matter how bad you might have been. Number 1, the Sacramento Kings surprising 5-3 start. Currently one of the hottest teams in the NBA, winners of 4 straight. Before the season, I predicted the Kings would win 20 games. They're already 1/4 there, are off to their best start since 2014. Out of all their players, Nemanja Bjelica has been one of the best from the team. Already has 2 20+ point games, provides veteran leadership. The team simply uses their speed and athleticism to outrun their opponents, with Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox leading the way. After years of struggling to find consistent, productive lineups, the Kings are building nicely with their 3 solid lottery picks. Center Willie Cauley-Stein's looking sharp as well, currently 3 games ahead of the Rockets, 2.5 ahead of the Lakers. Although it's not going to happen for much longer, those are some of the positives the team can take going forward. But seeing some success from the Sacramento Kings is definitely very refreshing for their fans. After being stuck in misery for over a decade, it's a reminder for the rest of the Western Conference. You gotta bring your A game against the young Kings, or else they'll look to run you out of the gym. What do you think is the most shocking thing about the 2018-19 NBA season so far? What about the fact that Ben Simmons still hasn't made a shot outside the paint after 7 games? Any concerns about his jumper? Or how Klay Thompson started 5 of 36 from 3, all of a sudden knocked down 14 of them in the Windy City, setting the NBA single game record? No one's gonna talk about his slow start anymore. That's not a surprise to me. Once Klay gets hot, he's untouchable. Thank you so much for watching this video. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe to my channel. More great stuff coming soon. See you next time.